happen.
Pusing banget tuh bikin kayak ginian doang. Gue udah mau ujian, Cok.
Miss Heard
Sabar ya.
started
Aku
one,
fokus dulu.
and she earned a healthy fee, $200,000 an episode. But that's 5 times less than the million Miss Arnold is tossing out, supposedly based on Jason Momoa's quote. She doesn't prove it or give us facts. And Jason Momoa is not a comparable actor. He's been in a series where they shot 78 episodes, 44 episodes, 21 episodes. He played Conan the Barbarian. He was in Game of Thrones. It's not a comparable.
Unresponsive to.
All right, I'll sustain the objection. Next question.
Mr. Marks, we'll get to some of those issues in a moment, but I want to take you back for a second. I believe you testified a few minutes ago that your understanding is that the last option in a multi-picture deal might be renegotiated under some circumstances. Do you have an understanding of whether Aquaman 2 was the last option in Ms. Heard's contract with Warner Brothers?
Oh, no. Aquaman 2 has not even been released, and Warner Brothers has a 4th option for Aquaman 3 or another movie where Mira appears, that character, and they've agreed to double the salary again. So it's in success, and that assumes that they recast and that they make the movie.
Are you aware of Ms. Arnold's testimony that Ms. Heard would have made several $1 million on endorsement deals, such as the one she had with L'Oreal?
I'm aware of that testimony.
Do you agree with that opinion?
No.
Why not?
Again, this is a business of personalities. We didn't, after the breakout moment that Ms. Arnold talked about, Christmas 2018, we didn't see endorsement deals flocking to Ms. Heard during that 16-month period before Adam Waldman made a few statements in the London Daily Mail, I believe it was. We didn't see those endorsements coming to her. We didn't. What Ms. Arnold shows you is these non-comparable actors, they had endorsement deals. But she doesn't show you, when she describes the breakout moment and why she's comparing Amber Heard to these, what I call uncomparable actors, but she's making the comparison. She's saying, well, they had all these deals, why wouldn't she? But for the statements that happened 16 months later, and I guess my primary question is what happened in the 16 months, even if you believe 3 statements in the Daily Mail are the stake through the heart of this Stars Born moment.
Do you have an opinion about Ms. Arnold's testimony that Ms. Heard would have made $1 million an episode in a couple of streaming series following her A Star is Born moment?
Yes, I heard it. I have an opinion.
What's your opinion?
Well, after Aquaman 1, this is a major coup. Amber Heard got that role. She tested for it. She could have been the other 19 actresses or 10 or whoever else tested. Didn't get it. She got the role, and she got her salary doubled for Aquaman 1 to $1 million. Now, Ms. Arnold wants you to believe that that $1 million would translate into, she'd get that for each episode of a series. We know what she got for a series. She got a series in that period after Christmas 2018, before spring of 2020. She got a series. It was 8 episodes, and it was $200,000 an episode. And Miss Arnold is from somewhere in a glib way saying she got a couple series and $1 million each. And I can tell you, as someone in the trenches, rarely does an actor get $1 million for a series episode. And again, in those 16 months, there were no offers for series at $1 million an episode. In fact, her only series is the $200,000. And if you look at her resume, the series that Miss Heard were in, I think the
Rin,
longest
itu yang kau tonton
one
apaan,
ran
Cok?
8 episodes.
Apa? Kan Johnny
Jason
Depp
Momoa, if you were to believe
nuntut mantan
Miss
istrinya.
Arnold, and somehow Jason Momoa's
Nuntut
agent
mantan istrinya.
broke their confidentiality in the agreement, and he had a series at $1 million an episode. If you're to believe that, Jason Momoa has had a series with 78 episodes, with 44 episodes, with 21 episodes, with 18 episodes, with 21 episodes. He was in. Again, there's not a comparableness there.
We spoke a few minutes ago about the test option agreement. What's the significance of the option part of that agreement?
The option part of the agreement gives the employer, the studio, the option. They don't have to do anything.
Anjing, gua salah.
They have an option to either employ you at a very healthy salary to play this role or not. They can recast the superhero role. You just have to think of how many actors have played Batman or Superman.
I wanna read the comments.
They can do what they want. And indeed, since there's no contract, they only have a choice to exercise their option or not.
What?
They might say, we're not exercising
Apakah dia
unless you
di-court?
reduce your compensation. Who knows what the negotiation would be? But it's not a contract until the studio exercises the option, and they don't have to.
Rin, kau tak.
What's the
Rin, ini di
alternative to an
PPDC
option
ku, Rin.
agreement?
Ini yang main
Well, the
betul.
alternative is
Apa?
most agreements in Hollywood.
Yang di PPDC
You're
ku ini yang
hired
main
to
di
play
film
the role.
betul.
Oh, tahu.
Or once
Aku
you
diundang
exercise
main
the
dalam
option,
filmnya.
then
Mantap dong.
it becomes,
Ada
for that
ketemu Jessica
picture, an
Mila,
agreement like
kalian
others in
tetap.
Hollywood. You are now hired to play that role.
Kelas.
So most contracts are guaranteed. You're hired to play the role. In an option agreement, once they exercise the option for that movie, it
Anjing,
becomes a
gua salah banyak
guaranteed
banget,
contract.
Cok. Bangsa, waktu gua sejam lagi.
Are you aware that Ms. Arnold
Oh,
testified that Ms. Heard was released from her Aquaman 2 contract and then subsequently
Gua keluar
rehired?
dulu,
I heard that testimony.
Is that consistent with your experience in the film
Okay.
industry in connection with these multi-option
Thank you.
contracts?
No.
Why not?
Again, studios don't do things they don't have to do. As we heard Mr. Hamada, the president of the studio, say, you either exercise your option or you don't. They exercise their option. He denied releasing and then rehiring.
The comments
And
are so
in
funny.
my experience, in almost 5 decades
Daniel,
in the business,
how are ya?
doing this type of
Are you
work,
done with the RP?
not talking about it, not consulting. I mean, I have, I heard Miss Arnold say she'd been an expert 100 times. I'm a transactional lawyer. I do this occasionally. Basically, it's not a contract till they option it, and they pick up their option, and at that point, it's a guaranteed contract, and then different rules apply to it.
In your experience in the industry, do studios typically comment on those types of actions that they're taking with respect to options?
No, just like Mr. Hamada said, they don't need to comment on it. They either exercise the option or they don't. In Hollywood, silence is the default.
Silence
you play
is
no
a
card before it's
default. That
time.
is amazing.
And the cards there
statement.
were exercise the option or not. And I was surprised by Mr. Hamada under oath basically saying that there was this discussion of chemistry. That
Objection, Your Honor, hearsay.
I think it was an in-court statement this morning, I believe, Your Honor. That's fine.
It's the same hearsay that you were. It's hearsay like yesterday. I mean, it's hearsay.
I'll overrule the objection. Go ahead.
Thank you.
I didn't hear.
Go ahead, sir.
Overruled. You can continue, Mr.
Oh,
Brooks.
I was surprised to hear Mr. Hamada say that they talked about chemistry. That would normally be behind closed doors. because it can't help your relationship with the actor. You're either going to exercise or not. And that was quite a bit of candor from someone at his level. And so, therefore, I
There's a
take it
bee on
at
your
face
hair.
value.
You know,
I think he
just now I
felt
read
that
in
he
the
was under
comments.
oath and he was telling the truth.
Just now I
But
read
it
in the
wouldn't
comments
be-
Your
that
Honor, is
I'll sustain the
people
objection.
say that she dressed like a horse.
Mr. Marks, are there circumstances where a
That's
studio would be
horrible.
more likely to say something about not using an actor again in a franchise?
Yes.
What are those circumstances?
Once they've exercised the option, once the contract is guaranteed, the studio still has the right to pay the actor but not pay or play them. And that is a rare condition because you've hired the
Bentar, Bu, aku
actor,
tarik temanku.
you've got to pay them, but you say, go home, we're
Bestie.
recasting. In that situation, after you've exercised the option and the contract is guaranteed, if you pay off the actor, that's normally commented on. That becomes a bit of information because it's not normal.
Is that circumstance different from Ms. Heard's contract with Warner Brothers for the Aquaman movies?
Oh,
Hello,
yeah,
bestie.
yeah. Ms. Hurd's contract,
Should I
again,
screen,
it was
bestie?
just an option.
Yeah,
We
yeah. Oh my
exercise it or
God.
we don't. And if we exercise it,
Tapi ini seru banget.
she's in the film. If we
Yeah.
don't, she's not. Until we exercise it, we have our right to recast or not make the movie.
Wait,
And even after we exercise it, we'd still have a right to recast and not make the
Damn.
movie. We just have to pay her
couldn't share my
salary.
screen. Wait, let me restart my Discord.
Do you understand that Ms. Arnold compares Ms. Heard's career trajectory with
restart
that
my
of other
Discord.
actors, including
Yeah, yeah,
Jason
sure.
Momoa, Gal Gadot, Zendaya, Ana de Armas, and Chris Pine?
I heard that.
And what's your opinion of those actors as comparables for Ms. Heard?
Even Ms. Heard's agent, Jessica Kay, said that four of those actors weren't
objection, Your
comparable.
Honor, hearsay.
I believe same response, Your Honor, that it was in testimony that was played in court earlier this week.
I mean, that's not what she testified to. I mean, he's characterizing testimony that was from days ago, and I don't even think she testified to that, Your Honor.
Or you can cross-examine overruled.
Overruled. You may continue, Mr. Marks.
Again, they are not comparable. Jason Momoa was Aquaman. Chris Pine was Captain Kirk. Gal Gadot was Wonder Woman. Zendaya has been working on Disney Channel since she was 13. She's in all the Spider-Man movies. She goes by one name. Ana de Armas, when she was in
What are we talking about here,
a movie
by the way?
This guy
that they
is
call,
a,
her breakout. It was
like,
as a
he's on
nude
the Johnny
poster.
side
She's
scene, to be
been an
honest.
ensemble
Karena kan
piece,
dia
Knives Out.
dipanggil sama
These are
pengacaranya
not
Johnny untuk
comparables.
testify gitu.
Now,
Yeah.
Dia tuh kayak
Ms.
expert
Arnold
gitu, jadi
stuck
dia
to
kasih
Jason
pendapat.
Momoa, who's the most
He gives his
non-comparable because of his history and his career. But she didn't give us the advantage of telling us what his contracts were, what he renegotiated to, what he earned. She didn't give us any of those building blocks. She just she set him up as a comparable and then said what Ms. Heard should earn, but she never gave us the salary of Jason Momoa or the other comparables. And she built like this house of cards on nothing. She showed us with her words, the beautiful clothing that the emperor was wearing, but we could see, if you know the business,
Objection, Your Honor.
that he wasn't.
Beyond the scope of the question.
All right, I'll sustain the objection. Next question.
Okay. You were just speaking about Mr. Momoa as a comparable. Are you aware that Ms. Arnold compares Ms. Heard to Mr. Momoa as an actor with equivalent franchise experience who was able to renegotiate his salary for significant increases in bonus?
Yes.
What's your response to that opinion?
Again, he didn't have comparable franchise experience to Miss Heard. He was Conan the Barbarian. He played Aquaman in a movie that Amber Heard was not in. He played Aquaman, not a supporting character like Mira. It's just not comparable.
Oh shit!
And you can
So
say
Amber
the
Heard
words,
is nothing.
but I saw nothing
What?
from Miss Arnold to
What?
back it up.
Katanya,
Something to build
like,
on, which, if she was a negotiator
basically
in the
Jason
trench,
Momoa is like the lead role, so
the studio negotiator would say, okay, so show
you know
us.
people want
Where's
people
the
want to
comps?
compare
Let's talk
Jason
numbers,
Momoa
because
and
ultimately that's what we
Amber
have to
Heard.
get to.
That is not
just
comparable.
because you say it's so. We just don't believe you.
Katanya
You gotta
nggak
show
kayak
us.
lead role kayak Mira itu nggak
In your experience in the
nggak kayak
industry,
side role
what
gitu loh.
factors
Mira itu
influence
kan
the negotiation of the
supporting
terms of a
roles gitu.
film agreement with an actor?
Yeah.
Aquaman.
Well, I mean, first it depends on the film.
Lucu banget
The
anjing.
film
Iya, itu lucu.
is $1 million movie and everybody's deferring their salaries. That's one thing. If it's a superhero movie, that's another. But for deal makers and negotiators, the best predictor of what the deal should be is past earnings, precedent, comps. You also look at the budget of the movie, what it can bear, because if Jason Momoa's comp is $10 million, but the budget's $10 million, obviously he has another price for that movie. But the best predictor of future earnings is past earnings. And I didn't see any Miss Arnold talk about past earnings at all, except the earnings in this rarefied superhero 4-picture deal where instead of incremental increases,
Is it from
which you
Warner
normally
Bros?
see,
Or
No, it's like an expertise.
it was
on,
multiples
analyze
increases.
gitu loh.
And then when you get on a series, the big
I forgot what
renegotiation
analysis
was when the network has no more options.
Aku lupa,
Until
dia
then, the actors on the series get 5,
But
10,
he gets
50
a point though.
small percentage raises.
Amber is mad
They don't
at
get
Jack.
multiples. They get the multiples if it's success and the studio wants to continue
What is-
making the
what is that
series, they
face,
wanna keep
Amber?
these characters.
Come on.
That's when
He
the
keeps
renegotiation
writing on
happens.
that sticky notes.
Here,
I don't
even
know
if we
Yeah, what?
believe Miss
who's
Arnold,
writing.
after
Exactly,
Aquaman
what's his
2,
writing?
there's
Oh my
still
God.
She's
an
writing and
option
then she's
waiting
sticking on.
at a
I
big
don't know
price,
what book. Why
double
doesn't she
the
directly
previous
write on
payday.
the book? Why is she?
What's the
chewing this
significance
in her
of the
finger?
timing of the Waldman statements to the opportunities Ms. Arnold claims Ms. Heard lost?
Well, the argument, as I
Dude,
understand
net worth dia
it,
cuma
is
2.000
that
juta.
2,5
if
juta nggak
Arnold
sih?
says that Ms.
Iya,
Heard lost all these
2.5.
opportunities
So broke.
because of
That
those
is not
losses were
broke, but
caused
that
by
is not.
Adam Waldman's
Yeah, it is not
statement
broke,
That is
but
not
16
If she
months
lost-
later.
well,
if
then
she
you should be
loses-
seeing
So I think
on
the
a Hollywood
timing-
artist.
Sure.
yeah.
Emotional
Amber.
damage.
Exactly, bro.
Dude.
Amber, is that did Johnny bought you that outfit? I wanna ask her though. Or she buy
I bet
buy
she
it
say
by
that-
herself.
No. I bought this outfit and then I stepped on a bee.
Oh my god. Wait. Anjing.
Sumpah. Tomorrow Kate Moss will be testifying anyway. Kate Moss, you know.
Mr. Marks, what's your
one
overall
Kate
assessment
Moss.
of Ms. Arnold's opinions in this?
One
Oh,
of-
really, Kate Moss?
Yeah, Kate Moss. Tomorrow
Hey,
Kate Moss
Overall
will be
assessment of
testifying.
earnings
Tomorrow
is
we
Yeah,
must watch together.
let's
the
go.
paper they're not written on.
Exactly.
She knows something
Tomorrow
about
is
her
Kate
business,
Moss.
but not about
You know about the
negotiating
thing,
deals. She may
about
have
Whitney
gotten
being,
someone at the Endeavor
I don't
office
know,
to
you know the
breach
stairs, the
confidentiality.
stairs condition,
but
like
She never
when John
laid
is
out
about to-
the building blocks.
Johnny
Objection,
about
there's
to
an objection. You have to stop
push,
talking, Mr. Marks. Thank you.
Amber's sister and
beyond
Amber
scope.
punch him in the face.
Yeah,
you know
Mr.
that
Marks, can you
situation.
just
Yeah.
limit your
Yeah, yeah,
testimony
yeah, I know,
to
I know,
Kate
I know.
Moss
Moss stairs
Ms.
situation,
Arnold's
I
opinions,
just-
please.
doesn't know
My
the
opinion
specific
as someone
condition,
who's
but you know,
made
she will be
deals
testifying about that. I guess.
as
Yeah,
a
I
deal
guess.
maker for almost 50
Oh,
years
hell yeah.
is that she calls herself an expert, but she's not.
Hell yeah.
She doesn't have the background. She doesn't have the day-to-day knowledge. And her testimony that I heard did not back up her bottom line. If you want to get those figures, you have to show why they're deserved. And again, she was constructing a Jenga without the bottom pieces. It does not hold up
Itu kayak
under
zlep.
scrutiny
Itu
by
jantungnya
someone who
Amber,
makes deals.
jantungnya Amber tuh kayak zlep, you know.
No further questions.
All right,
Iya,
cross-examination.
kayak
Dor. Itu kena banget sih. Like you are testifying for something without any evidence. Are you serious, bro? You don't have even
Exactly.
pictures. You don't even have pictures with your own injuries while you can record someone
Good morning, Mr.
having
Marks.
your suicidal moment.
Good
Like
morning.
what the fuck?
So you agree that studios
I'm so
use
mad.
comps to negotiate deals, correct, with actors?
Sometimes they do.
And you have an issue with the comps that Ms. Arnold used, correct? As you testified to.
I have an issue with the comps that she says she used that she didn't disclose.
The comps being the actors that you just talked about. She did disclose, I mean, she disclosed the actors.
She disclosed the actors
Aquaman.
budget figures for
Aquaman.
movies. She never disclosed their
Kau
salaries
bisa
and
dipin ya?
salary
Oh yeah,
history
I'm not
as
moderator.
comps.
I cannot pin the
Did-
shit.
You're not offering a different set of comparators that should be used, correct?
I'm
Cause I'm
saying
bad.
if you were going
why
to,
are you
That's not my
trying to
question. Are
pin?
you offering a different set of
Because it's
comparators?
funny.
Why even you try?
Because it's funny.
I'm not here offering
Aquaman.
comparators. I'm saying what she
Aquaman.
offered
You're not
were
offering
not
comparators.
comparators.
That was my question. You're not offering comparators, correct?
No, I would
Even
say
Tony
that
laughed
Ms.
himself.
That was it. That was my.
Exactly.
comparators are way
Respectfully, that
low.
was my question.
when you say like on recording, you're like Aquaman, and
All
you
right,
start
we'll strike
laughing,
after that. Just answer the
and
question.
then
That's
after
funny.
that start crying.
Now, you're a deal.
Yeah.
You're a deal maker, correct?
Yes.
What actors have you negotiated for in superhero movies?
Oh shit.
Well, recently I've
Only
acted, I've
cross-examination it is.
negotiated for
Yeah, one second, eh?
Chris Pratt in a superhero series for Amazon. I've negotiated a deal for Michael Douglas, not in a superhero movie, but a historical movie. I've negotiated recently a deal for Paul Rudd and Will Ferrell on an Apple series. Billy Crudup on an Apple series. Those are the recent talent deals.
What actors have you negotiated for in a superhero movie?
As I sit here now, I can't remember a superhero movie that I've negotiated. I've certainly negotiated over my career
The comment section.
franchise movies and fantasy movies.
Your Honor, so it's no, you haven't negotiated with for any actors for superhero movies, correct?
So you would define like, I don't know, Jungle Book isn't a superhero movie. It's more of a fantasy.
Okay, so no, correct. Your answer
Okay,
is no.
all right. So as I sit here, I can't think of a Marvel type superhero movie that I've negotiated. Although I know there's one or two in there.
Now, you testified and you agree that Mr. Momoa negotiated his multi-picture contract for Aquaman 2, correct?
I heard Mr. Hamada say there was a renegotiation, but no facts were pro-offered,
Sorry, what?
such as he didn't
Quincy?
have an option. His options were out. What he was earning and what he renegotiated to, and he is Aquaman man. So yes, I did hear there was a renegotiation.
And you understand that his salary went from $3 to $4 million to $15 million.
If you tell me that, I haven't seen his contract, and I haven't
paham
heard any
ay.
testimony
Canada,
under oath
ada translate niya.
that's where the leap was.
Nonton.
Now, Ms. Heard's contract.
Did
was
he
a-
get more?
Ms.
Did they
Heard-
get more options for when they
Ms.
made that leap? Did they get more options?
Ms. Heard's contract was a talent option contract, correct?
Gue mau nonton ini.
He's getting mad. He's getting mad because the lawyer
And you
is
agree that
really
for the-
ridiculous.
If there's an Aquaman 3, Ms. Heard would have an option to receive $4 million, correct, for the movie?
Well, actually,
What?
you would language it, Warner Brothers would have the option to engage her.
And if they engaged her, she would receive $4 million, correct?
She doesn't have the option to refuse. They have the option to engage her.
And she would receive $4 million, correct?
Yes, $4 million.
Would you agree that the
That is a good
money
number, though.
Amber was making on
It is a good
Aquaman
number.
2 or 3?
No, it's
would
not
be the
that good
market rate
number.
for future studio movies?
At least
It's so
it
cheap.
I
has-
would think it would be her
has
rate for
her net worth.
future studio
Yes,
superhero
but
movies.
still no.
But not necessarily studio movies that aren't superheroes, that could be standalone, that could be other type of studio movies.
rotten
But for
or rotten.
studio,
Kakanya
Rotten
rotten
fart.
fart. A rotten
Correct.
Yeah,
fart.
Rotten Borg. Yeah.
If I was
Yeah.
Miss Heard's agent, that's where I would start.
Hello,
Assuming everything was
Kaelina.
equal, the
Welcome.
budget of the superhero movie
Oh my God.
that she was in the ensemble. There's a lot of ifs to look at, but all
Offenders.
things being
You-
equal.
Assemble.
you agree that Aquaman was a
Sumpah,
breakthrough role for
kebanyakan nonton
Ms. Heard,
superhero
wasn't it?
movies. Lagi ngapain nih? Lagi nobar aja sih. Soalnya nggak bisa masuk
It's
otak
the
lah.
first movie of that ilk that she made.
Imagine,
But she is not Aquaman. She is
imagine
not.
Winona
But
Ryder
it was a breakthrough
testify.
movie for Ms. Heard, correct?
Wow,
For her,
I couldn't
it's a
imagine.
breakthrough movie to be in that film.
I
and
couldn't
in the
imagine
ensemble.
either.
Absolutely.
And she was the female star. of
Eh,
that.
lu tau gak sih ada yang bawa alpakas di
I
depan
believe so.
ini?
You
Ada
agree
loh.
that for all of the
Ada,
actors
ada.
that
Yeah.
Arnold listed as comparables,
Yeah, there's like
their
someone
career
bought like
trajectory went up
2
after their
alpaca in front of
breakthrough,
the
correct?
trial.
With the
She
pirate
didn't
costumes.
give us the raw materials.
Yeah.
Lucu
I'll
banget.
take your
Yeah,
word
that's good.
that all those unrelated actors
Tapi no,
in
gue lebih
unrelated
suka sama ini
films,
deh. Gue suka
except for
sama
Jason
si
Momoa,
Vasquez.
they went up.
Camille.
In your
As did Miss
Yeah,
Arnold
Camille
when
Vasquez.
she
Oh,
went
she's
from
so-
1 to 2.
in your
She's a
experience, can you
savage.
identify an actor or an actress who's not
She's
been
a
able to get a new
savage.
studio movie?
Amber Heard,
after a
Amber Heard.
breakthrough performance in a
Respectfully.
superhero movie?
That's my questions.
As
Oh
I
my
sit
God, I
here
love
now,
that
I haven't
moment.
been asked
Makasih,
to
Lina.
opine on that, but there are
Kayaknya
lots
catchy
of
banget dia
supporting
ngomong kayak gitu.
characters in movies
Exactly.
don't appear in the next movie.
But a female star in her breakthrough movie in a superhero movie, can you identify any actress who's not gotten another studio movie after that?
Well, after Miss Heard's breakthrough in 2018, she did get Aquaman 2.
Aquaman 2 was already, she already
Okay.
had the option for Aquaman 2,
All right,
correct?
so she did. Miss Heard did not get any movies after 2018, long before the Adam Waldman statements.
Other than Miss Heard, can you identify any actor or actress who's not gotten another studio movie after their breakthrough in a superhero movie?
As I sit here now, I haven't been asked to research that, and I can't. That would
Okay.
be a normal thing.
And
Why is
you're
he
not
forcing
providing an
his
alternative
question?
number for Miss
Do you
Heard's
think-
damages, correct?
He is God. He can answer everything. What
Correct.
the
I'm
fuck?
not providing an alternative number. I think
Why is the lawyer
she's
driving me
been
crazy?
more than adequately paid.
I'd move to strike after no, I've not been provided another number. That's all. I mean, my question was you're not providing another.
Lawyer Amber kenapa jelek
I
banget?
think it's in fairness and
Yeah,
the full
okay.
answer to the question, Your
He's
Honor.
trying
It
to
was
be
a,
the
it was a
spicy
yes or no
one,
question. He said his answer was no.
but he
I'm not
failed.
going to strike it.
Fails. Not just failed, but fails.
All right, no further
All
questions.
right. Redirect.
The cross-examination is so bad.
Mr. Marks, in response to some questions from Mr. Lederhaft, you were discussing
Udah
some
Friday
franchise and fantasy
closingnya ini
movie
kan.
agreements that you've negotiated with actors.
Selesainya
Could you
ini,
just
abis
describe
itu
some of those
Stranger
for
Things
us?
keluar. Oh my god, I cannot wait.
I've had such a long career
haven't
that
been
I mainly
watching
forget
series
what I've done.
movies,
But I
because
negotiated
Bro.
all
I
the
basically have.
contracts
Almost
for
no time.
Pinocchio, if you will. That
But
was
I wish
Alright,
I
busy
will
girl.
have it. I will have time, in the near future.
is
I
Coming
want
to
watch
America,
series so
the
bad.
original, is that a fantasy movie? The Golden Child, is that a fantasy movie? Yeah, and by the way, I may have negotiated contracts, and ultimately the film wasn't made. But as I sit here now, those are the only ones that come to pass. If I was looking at my resume or going through my files,
The
I might
comment
think
section
about
Gue jadi kapok sama chatnya
there
lo
is
anjir.
a deal that I haven't made.
And I think you also testified in response to Mr. Nadelhoff's questions that you have negotiated some deals for Chris Pratt and Paul Rudd. Do you recall that testimony?
Yes, these are for a streaming series.
Do you happen to know if both of those actors have played Marvel superheroes?
I believe they have, but don't quote me because, that's not my genre.
Okay. No further questions, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Marks. You can, you're free to stay in the courtroom or you can leave, okay?
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, now we're testifying
Your
next.
next witness.
Let's see. Let's see.
Plaintiff calls
Who's
Michael
Kate? Oh,
Spindler.
Kate Moss besok
Michael
kan?
Spindler.
Yeah, Ken Moss is tomorrow. On Wednesday.
You've testified previously, correct, Mr. Spindler? All right. Just a reminder that you're still under oath, okay, sir?
Yes.
All right, thank you.
It's still under oath. Okay, who's this guy?
Yes, sir.
Let's see.
Thank you. Good morning, Mr. Spindler.
Good morning.
Can you remind the jury who you are and what you do?
Yes, I'm Michael Spindler. I'm a forensic accountant. I'm a CPA, a certified fraud examiner, amongst some other certifications.
Who's accountant? Amber?
I'm with B. Riley Advisory
think
Services, a
it's
national
Depp's
firm that does forensic accounting,
Bukan
bankruptcy and
Depp's
restructuring work,
accountancy,
and
more
business valuations and
An
appraisals.
accountant.
I've got over 40
Yeah,
years.
an accountant, yeah.
Are you familiar with the testimony rendered
Yeah.
by Ms. Arnold in this matter?
Yes, I am.
Do you understand that Ms. Arnold testified that Ms. Heard has suffered economic damages resulting from 3 statements made by Mr. Waldman?
Yes, I do.
Do you have an opinion of that claim?
I do.
Oi, Pin. Sabar. Kau lagi nonton.
All right.
Lagi live.
Tahu aku, kau lagi nonton yang sidang kan?
Is it a sidebar moment? Oh yeah, sidebar moment. I like Johnny's lawyers like a lot.
Yeah, me too.
Their attitude and their way of speaking is just
Professionally.
yeah professionally done.
What?
Babi je kau Pin.
Do you know? But I know.
Know what?
Ya, Cok. Do you know? But I know.
Apa sih Pin? Gak jelas, Pin. It is muted right? Kalau sidebar moment.
Iya, satu moment muted pasti. Always.
Aku nggak sabar yang Kate Moss sih. What the fuck? It will be interesting. Aquaman.
Thanks, Mr. Spindler. Now, you indicated that you had listened to Ms. Arnold, and she testified on behalf of Ms. Heard relative to economic damages. Have you formed an opinion as to the testimony and opinion rendered by Ms. Arnold?
Yes, I have.
And what's that opinion?
It is not adequately supported and it is unreasonable.
Oh shit!
There were multiple elements to that analysis, both damages related to her film career and to endorsements. Have you analyzed both those issues?
Yes, I have.
What is your opinion of the claims that have been asserted relative to the film career and endorsements?
Okay, well, first of all, with respect to her damages calculation, there was no calculation per se. She initially looked at these comparable actors and seemed to use that as a basis for numbers. She didn't provide the underlying calculation. She didn't provide underlying
Makasih. Jangan lupa
support.
thumbs up-nya.
And then it appeared as though in her testimony, she backed away a little bit from that, but she still suffers from the issues of not providing detailed calculations or support for where those numbers come from. And she still, to some extent, appears to be using some kind of comparable analysis.
All right. What is the type of analysis that you think is appropriate here?
Well, I think, and as you heard from the last witness, I think that something that is anchored in facts, taking a look at historical compensation as a basis for anticipating future compensation.
Had you looked at Ms. Heard's prior compensation?
Yes, I have. I've looked at tax returns that were provided for the period of 2013 through 2019.
Why do you want to use historical earnings?
Well, once again, you want an analysis that's anchored in fact. I don't believe that Ms. Arnold has done that in her analysis. So here we've got some actual data, we've got some historical compensation, and as the last witness mentioned, that often provides somewhat of a basis for future anticipated earnings. In addition, I believe that Ms. Arnold herself said that she had hoped to be able to look at a renegotiated salary for Aquaman 2 and then use that as a basis for future compensation, that being the new kind of base, if you will.
Wow. Well said.
Were there any years in particular that you focused on in your analysis as to Ms. Arnold's testimony?
In terms of the historical compensation?
Yes.
Well, for 2013 through 2019 in total, her compensation was around $10 million for all those years combined. In 2019, the last of those years, her compensation was somewhere between about $2.6 million and $3 million. Now, that's a good year. That's known as a clean year.
What do you mean by a clean year?
Well, for example, 2019, you had Aquaman was released in December of 2018, and that was a successful film. So in 2019, you've got the benefit of that kind of success, and you also don't have any potential impact from the alleged defamatory Waldman statements that occurred in April of 2020. So 2019 is clean of all that.
What did you understand Ms. Arnold's methodology to be?
Her methodology initially appeared to be based on these comparable actors that she had identified. And theoretically, the
I'm
compensation
literally
that they
RPing and
earn,
watching the
although
defamations
she
right
doesn't
now.
identify what that compensation is or provide any
I
support
still-
for or
Oh
any
my God.
calculations.
I was at town.
What is your
Masih di kota.
opinion of that methodology
Yeah.
from an accounting perspective?
I see. Mom,
That methodology was unsound.
Yeah.
It's just unsupported.
Because I wanna
there are
watch.
no numbers. There's no
I mean, like,
data that she provided
his
and support for
witnesses
that.
are all pretty good though. I mean, like, one witness
What
says
methodology
supposed
did
the
you
others.
understand Ms. Arnold to adopt
Yeah.
at trial?
Get expertise.
Okay, well, it looked like somewhat of a mix and match approach.
Yes,
She
the
used
expertise
different
is
approaches,
where-
I believe, for different
when
elements
Amber
of
invited
the damages.
expertises and
Although
asked them to be a
it's
witness,
still a little bit unclear to me, a
all-
little bit
most of
vague.
them-
But there are four basic
Like,
components
you know-
that she was looking at.
know what to say.
And
even
we
before
can
the
go
questions
through those
are
in any order
finished.
you wish.
But this
No.
one,
With
they
respect to
really
the
listen to the question first,
television
and
series,
they answer
series portion of
slowly
her
afterwards.
analysis,
Yesterday was
what
like
do you
scripted,
understand
but this
that
one is like quite
methodology to
credible.
be?
Okay.
Objection, Your Honor. May we approach?
All right.
Yeah,
Okay,
gue juga
sidebar.
RTO. Oke. Paket.
You know, like, why Amber's lawyer is asking for approach to the jury, to the,
Iya, gue pengen denger mereka ngomongin apa.
because he knows that if the witness keeps talking, Amber will be fucked for sure. Because all the
Well,
things that REEN is
yes.
saying
Okay.
is credible, and the witnesses support each other in their words, so pretty much credible. Kok bisa dibilang?
Rin, aku cabut bentar ya.
Mhm.
Oke,
Weh, aku cabut bentar. Weh.
aman. Mau kemana lu weh? Jancok, udah keluar aja.
Cewek yang kanan tuh capek ngetiknya.
Apa?
Cewek yang kanan tadi, samping yang juri, nah itu.
Iya.
Yang kanan. Sama yang bawah. Capek itu.
I feel bad for them though.
Iya gila, 21 days, bro.
I don't know what she's writing though.
Ini, apa percakapannya?
Oh really?
Conclusion trialnya seharusnya gitu, tau gue gitu. Jadi kayak kesimpulannya untuk hari ini, jadi kayak bener-bener diinin.
Look at how Elaine talked to Amber.
Hmm.
What the fuck? Komennya selalu nangkep loh. Anjir gak kacau.
Chamber.
Rotten board. His experts are so professional and knowledgeable. Yes.
Well, yeah. Could be true.
I wonder what Elaine is saying to him. Kepo lu ya. Aquaman. My dog step on a bee.
Step on a bee. Don't step on the bee.
This channel sucks. No audio and keeps breaking up. What the fuck?
No, it's because of... You don't understand, bruh.
It is on the sidebar. What the
Because
fuck?
of the sidebar, you don't understand, bruh.
I want to say that she's stupid and she doesn't even know how this is working. But I would be a bully by doing that, so I'll take back my word.
Yeah, something like that. Okay, I take that back too. Yeah, I take that back too. Never mind.
Amber Third.
Yeah, Amber Third. Yeah, di TikTok tuh ramai banget Amber Third. Like, holy shit, bro.
I would be ashamed if someone called me REEN Third.
Rain Third. Amber Third. Amber Third. Oh my god.
I'm sorry for Jason Momoa, but I'm not going to
The
watch Aquaman 2
earnings from
because of this woman.
television shows.
Jason.
What
Iya, Jason Momoa ya.
Did you analyze what
Jason Momoa juga
historical
ini loh.
earnings,
Asli.
Ms. Heard had during the
think Jason
period
Momoa
that you
is on
were
Depp's side.
concerned with relative to
Depp
television
side,
shows?
emang Depp side.
Yeah.
Well, yes, during 2019, she entered into a contract in July of 2019 to appear in a television series at $200,000 per episode.
Oh,
All right.
$200
What
per
about-
episode?
$200,000 per episode.
Endorsement deals. Did
200,000.
you look at what?
Gila,
she had
200,000,
made
bro.
on Endorsement deals
So
during that
basically
period?
5 episodes for a meal.
She did have a contract with L'Oreal
Yes.
at
Holy shit.
$1,625,000.
Aquaman.
Oh, that is a lot of money.
With respect to her movie roles, what were her historical earnings during that period?
Justice for Amber Heard on a
Well,
bee.
certainly for the most recent years, you had the Warner Brothers deal. which
Ini
was a
chat-chatnya lucu-lucu banget loh.
Yeah,
deal.
I'm
The
addicted
first
to the
film was
chat, though.
$450,000.
Yeah.
Then the first Aquaman was $1 million fee.
So basically
fee.
she has earned like
Then
almost $5
$2
million.
million
$5
for
million,
Aquaman
yeah.
2. And presuming that there was an Aquaman 3, that would have been $4 million.
Okay. Why do you look
Turun
at
ya?
historical earnings
Enggak
as
lah.
part of your analysis?
124.
Because you want your analysis to be anchored in facts.
Satu, aku komen
You
satu,
want it
1
to have a
mil.
sound
Aku
methodology.
komen
1 mil.
To come up with
Lima.
reasonable
2
results.
kayaknya. Terus aku komen 3,
So
4
if you
mil.
take a look at, for
Oh,
example,
kira dari Aquaman 2 itu 5, ketiga
analysis
4,
Ms. Arnold
ketiga itu
did.
4.
it didn't appear to be.
Let's
Kok naik
just
sih?
look
Iya,
at
aku
the
komen 3
analysis
itu
that you're
4. Iya,
doing.
kalau misalnya dia getting the deals. If she's not
So,
getting the deals, then
What you said, I
other
think,
actors will
is
be getting
you
it.
wanted them anchored in facts.
Yeah,
Why?
yeah.
Yeah.
Because that provides a sound basis for coming up with something with reasonable certainty. There's AICPA, or American Institute of Certified Public Accountant guidance with respect to reasonable certainty. And those are the basic elements of it.
Thank you. No further questions.
All right, cross-examination.
Oh, the questions are so on point. I like it.
Hello again, Mr. Spindler.
Good morning.
I'm going to ask you a few questions that may refer to the statements in Amber's counterclaim against Mr. Depp. When I refer to those statements, I'm going to refer to them as the Depp-Waldman statements. Do you agree that we can both be on the same page what I'm referring to when I say that?
That's fine. You can use your terminology.
I'm sorry, there's objection, sir. Hold on.
Can we approach?
Okay.
Oh no!
So, Mr. Spindler, when I refer to the Depp-Waldman statements, you understand me to be referring to the statements in Ms. Heard's counterclaim against Mr. Depp, correct?
I'll understand that, yes.
Now, you're here to provide a rebuttal opinion to Ms. Arnold's, part of Ms. Arnold's testimony, correct?
Correct.
You're not providing an opinion on whether Ms. Heard saw Mr. Depp, correct?
That is true.
You're not offering an opinion as to what any of the underlying facts relating to whether Mr. Depp abused Amber, correct?
That's correct.
You're not offering an opinion as to the magnitude of damages that you believe Ms. Heard may be entitled to if she proves defamation by Mr. Depp. You're just reviewing what Ms. Arnold has said, correct?
That's correct.
And you said that you want your analysis to be accurate in the facts, right?
Anchored in facts.
Anchored in facts. You'd agree that what an actor earns in one period
Wait, don't
isn't
step on the
necessarily
P.
reflective of what he or she may earn in future periods, correct?
Correct.
And that's because
there can
an
be some
increase in the
variability.
number of roles,
Yes.
an increase in the number of roles may lead to greater income, correct?
I'm sorry. Could you repeat that? I was speaking. I didn't hear.
One of the reasons that what you earn in one period may not be reflective of what an actress may earn in future periods is because an increase in the number of roles may lead to greater income, correct?
The number of roles or the particular project itself, yes.
Sure, getting better roles may lead to greater income, correct?
Correct.
And the same is true for an endorsement. As an actress's profile grows, the amount of money that she may be able to earn from endorsements grows as well, correct?
It can.
So
It depends.
what Ms. Heard earned from, say, 2013 to 2019 that you testified to isn't necessarily reflective of what she might earn over the next 5 years, correct?
Not necessarily. It is a good indicator, though.
And you'd agree that from 2013 to 2019, in terms of earnings and star power, that Ms. Heard's career trajectory was on the upswing, correct?
There was a slight increase during that period of time in her earnings from 2013 through 2019.
And you'd agree that that was as a result of getting more lucrative roles, right?
Yes.
Now, you're not a causation expert, right? You're just a damages expert.
That's correct.
So you're not testifying as to whether the Depp-Waldman statements caused her to lose any roles, correct?
That's correct.
And you're not offering any opinion as to whether the Depp-Waldman statements kept her from being considered for roles that she otherwise would have been considered for, correct?
That's correct. I'm not testifying on causation issues.
And you can't speak to what opportunities may never have materialized for Amber as a result of the Depp-Waldman statements, correct?
Yeah, I've not done those calculations.
And you don't have an opinion about whether or not Ms. Heard could have renegotiated a contract for Aquaman 2, correct?
That was not part of my work.
And you don't have an opinion on the impact that additional exposure or press coverage or magazine covers or interviews would have had on Ms. Heard's career, correct?
Correct. I'm just looking at Ms. Arnold's calculations.
You've never served as an expert witness before to calculate damages based on lost roles by an actress resulting from defamation against that person, correct?
I've been involved in defamation cases, but I've not done the calculations as an expert witness and testified thereto.
And there's never been an instance in which you have served as an expert witness in a case to calculate damages based on alleged defamation against an actress, correct?
Correct.
And you're not offering any expert opinion on what impact the alleged defamation by Mr. Depp has had on Ms. Heard's career, correct?
I'm sorry, one more time?
You're not offering any expert opinion on what impact the Depp-Waldman statements by Mr. Depp has had on Ms. Heard's career,
Talpon
correct?
ka, okay yun.
Other
Okay
than
na.
taking a look at Ms. Arnold's calculations.
And you're not offering any expert opinion about what impact, if any, social media coverage of this case or of Ms. Heard may have had on Ms. Heard's career, correct?
You're correct. That's other experts.
Can we approach
No
her?
further questions. Thank you.
All right.
For you.
Okay.
All right, thank you, Mr. Spindler. You can
Thank
have a
you.
seat in the courtroom, or
Thank you,
you're free to
everyone.
go. Thank you. All
Oh,
right, your
santay
next
ka.
witness.
Witness niya, like, this is a credible
Plaintiff
witness.
calls
looks
Doug
like.
Banya, Your Honor.
Okay. Can you spell the last name for me? sir?
B-A-N-I-A.
Thank you.
It is, the viewers are almost a mil. Like, how? This trial is a hype. Not gonna lie.
All right, so you can. So just a reminder that you're still under oath, okay, sir? Thank you.
Good afternoon, Mr. Banya.
Good afternoon.
Can you briefly reintroduce yourself to the jury, please?
Yes, hi, Doug Banya. I am from Nevium Intellectual Property Consultants based in San Diego. I value intellectual property. I provide litigation support in infringement and defamation cases, as I'm doing today. And I use internet and social media analytics in both of those services.
Since you last testified in this case, the jury has heard testimony from Ronald Schnell and Catherine Arnold. Are you familiar with their testimony?
Yes.
Were you asked to analyze their testimony and provide opinions in response?
Yes, I was.
Have you formed opinions in response to the testimony of Mr. Schnell and Ms. Arnold?
I have.
Generally, what are those opinions?
Generally, Mr. Schnell provided no evidence of a correlation between the Waldman statements and the hashtags and the spikes of those hashtags on Twitter. Second, based on my internet and social media analytics investigation, I've concluded that the alleged comparable actors that Ms. Arnold came up with are not comparable with Ms. Heard. And then thirdly, Mr. Schnell and Ms. Arnold both failed to provide any evidence of causation as it relates to the Waldman statements causing any economic harm to Ms. Heard.
Let's dig into those opinions a little bit. You're familiar with the testimony of Mr. Schnell that there are more than 2.7 million alleged negative tweets related to Ms. Heard between January 2018 and June 2021?
Yes.
And what's your understanding of how Mr. Schnell identified those particular 2.7 million tweets?
Yeah, so essentially Mr. Schnell chose hashtags that he felt were negative towards Ms. Heard. Those hashtags range from Justice for Johnny Depp, Amber Heard is an abuser, Amber Turd, and the hashtag, we just don't like you, Amber. So then he used those hashtags and he searched through, using the Twitter API, searched through various tweets and then came up with any tweets that were using those hashtags.
Did you conduct an analysis of those tweets?
Yes, I was given that exact, the data that Mr. Schnell used on a hard drive. So yes, I dug into that data as well.
And what was the purpose of your analysis?
So what I'm trying to do, and what's at issue of the case today at this point is, were these tweets, did they contain the Waldman statements? That's what where we're at right now, are the Waldman statements. So I wanted to analyze those tweets to determine which ones, and if any, contain the Waldman statements.
And what's your understanding of what the Waldman statements are?
So my understanding is there's three Waldman statements that were published in the Daily Mail. The Daily Mail is a UK tabloid, and Mr. Arnold was quoted in three of those articles, and those dates were on April 8th, 2020, April 27th, 2020, and on June 24th, 2020. And my understanding that those quotes, sorry, I think I said the wrong name, but those quotes are the only remaining in this case.
Did you analyze the timing of the tweets that we were talking about as compared to the timing of the Waldman statements?
And that's exactly what I did. So I wanted to look at the Waldman statements, look at the dates that they happened, and then analyze those as compared to the Twitter data that I had.
Have you prepared a demonstrative that reflects that aspect of your analysis?
Yes.
Your Honor, may I approach?
Yes. Did you show counsel?
It is the sidebar moment, guys. It's gonna be muted for a while again.
All right, so 1293 will just be marked for identification as demonstrative and can be published to the jury.
Mr. Vanya, can you explain to the jury what this demonstrative shows?
Yes. So this shows the total hashtags and tweets that Mr. Schnell was analyzing. This is the summary data. There are tweets that are running from January 2018 to June of 2021. And again, these are related to the four hashtags that I discussed. Whenever I get an assignment such as this, when I'm dealing with a defamatory statement that's allegedly gone viral online, where there's economic damages involved and there's a lot of data involved, I like to take the data and I like to do a 30,000-foot view of the data to see what I'm looking at, to see if there's anything interesting, odd, different about the data. And the first thing that I noticed is 35% of the tweets were prior to the Waldman statements. So again, remember, my assignment is to determine if the Waldman statements are part of the tweets that Mr. Schnell analyzed. So obviously, if these tweets were prior to the Waldman statements, in no way could they have anything to do with the Waldman statements. So that was the first issue that I noticed. Then I noticed what I like to call kind of the alleged defamatory time frame. And as I discussed, that's when the Waldman statements were published. That's the date down here. You know, the first one was in the beginning of April, and the last one, which is the third one, was at the end of June. But what I found interesting is only 2% of all of the tweets happened during this Waldman statement period. So really, these are just observations, and for me, there were red flags that I made note of, and then I just continued with my analysis.
What other work have you performed in connection with forming your opinions about the purportedly negative tweets?
Yeah, so now I realize that 35% are irrelevant and 2%, only happened during this important period. I just continue to dig into the 2.79 million tweets that Mr. Schnell provided.
And Tom, can we take that one down? And Mr. Banya, have you prepared another demonstrative that depicts that analysis that you were just describing?
Yes.
Back. Is it done though?
It is not yet, but there is another wait. This is another like expertise. This is economic damages examiner. So he basically like analyze the results of analyzation of other people, and he will put out some opinions, and oh my god, he is very professional. You should listen to him. Wait.
Oh yeah, sure.
All right, Plato's. Microphone, I'm sorry.
No objection as a demonstrative.
Okay. All right. Plano's Exhibit 1294 will be marked for identification as a demonstrative and will be published to the jury.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Banya, can you explain what this demonstrative shows?
Yes, this is showing the various spikes as it relates to the hashtags that Mr. Schnell testified about. This is actually a demonstrative that he used in his testimony. What this is showing are the largest spikes related to the hashtag Justice for Johnny Depp. I don't know if you remember his testimony or any of his demonstratives. The other three hashtags did spike at the same time, but a very small spike. So what I'm showing you here are the 6 top spikes in Mr. Schnell's analysis. And what's important here again is the very first spike and the largest spike again happened before the Waldman statements. So what I'm trying to figure out is what tweets were related to the Waldman statements. So this number 1 spike, which is the biggest spike, was prior to the Waldman statements. So it's irrelevant to the case. And then the second thing I noticed that was interesting here is here are the dates in gray. Right here.
Yeah.
This is the time in which the Waldman statements happened. And you're going to notice, as we discussed before, only 2% of the tweets happened during that time. But I found it very interesting for such a viral event that has potentially caused such economic harm. There's no spikes in this area. And actually, you're going to see that Mr. Waldman, his statement came out here in the first April 2020 article. Then the second one came out here, and then the third one came out in June. There's actually a downward use of the spike, downward use of the hashtags. So I'm not seeing any correlation as it relates to the Waldman statements and any spikes here as it relates to the hashtags Mr. Schnell chose.
Did you analyze each of the spikes that are depicted here?
Yeah, so what I did is I looked at the 6 different spikes, and you're going to notice that each spike represents a month. So the second spike, is July 2020, and so on to the 6th spike going to April 2021. And what I did is, I don't know if you remember my last testimony when I went into Google search, and I'm able to go into Google search. I went in and I typed in Amber Heard, and then after you hit search, you can use the tool and you can go back in time. And I chose each 6 of these dates to go back in time to see what was the media talking about back then. What was the general public being fed as it relates to Amber Heard back during those spikes. And what I found is none of them, well, actually I analyzed the top 3 search results because they represent 50 to 70% of what people click on. And I realized that none of them had anything to do with the Waldman statements.
Are you aware of Mr. Schnell's testimony that the tweets using the 4 hashtags he looked at were mathematically correlated?
Yes.
What does that mean?
So what Mr. Schnell is saying, which is irrelevant to this case, is the 4 hashtags
one second.
Chose,
oh my god.
They tend to go up and down together, and that's why he had these spikes here. So the correlation there is how those 4 hashtags work or dance together going up and down. But first of all, the hashtags have nothing to do with the Waldman statements. And the fact that there's a correlation with the hashtags is irrelevant to this case because we're dealing with the Waldman statements, which none of that correlation analysis he did had to do with.
How do you know that the correlation doesn't have anything to do with the Waldman statements?
Can I clear this at all? No. Oh, yeah. Well, first of all, I know because that would happen right here. If when Mr. Waldman, one of his quotes was published, you would see a big spike right here. And then you would see maybe a little noise down here, and then the third time you might see second time a big spike, and the third time a big spike. That's not here. So that's telling me there's no correlation between the Waldman statements and this hashtag use. And then I've actually provided evidence that there's no correlation because I analyzed each of these spikes and none of them had to do with the Waldman statements.
Wow! Is mathematical correlation the same as causation?
No.
Why not?
I mean, correlation is simply a relationship between two or more variables or two or more things. In this case, the correlation question is, when the Waldman statements were published, at the same time, did you see a correlation with spikes in these hashtags? And again, so
basically the hashtags,
you see none of that right here. It's actually a downward trend. There's no spikes, there's no correlation. So again, Mr. Schnell provided no evidence of any correlation.
What correlation opinion did he provide during his testimony?
Well, he provided the correlation that the 4 hashtags spike together. But again, the hashtags have nothing to do with the Waldman statements, and the facts that they're correlating or moving together is irrelevant to the case because the case is about the Waldman statements.
So what is causation then?
So causation is where one thing causes a change in the other. So as it relates to this case, did the Waldman statements cause Ms. Heard to have economic harm?
Oh my God.
In other words, did the Waldman statements cause Ms. Heard not to make money in her career? And again, Mr. Schnell provided no evidence of this. Ms. Arnold provided no evidence of this. And as a matter of fact, during Ms. Arnold's testimony
thing
yesterday,
and
she didn't even know
correlate
what
both
causation
because
was.
there's no
She was
correlation,
asked, do you
that
know the
is
difference
conclusion.
between causation and correlation?
good.
And she said that she's not a semantics expert. We're not talking about the words. When it comes to damages, you have to prove causation prior to calculating damages. So there is no causation that's proven here. Therefore, a damages analysis is not appropriate.
Did you hear Mr. Schnell testify that he agreed with your opinion in this case?
Thumbs up
Yes.
for this
What's your
guy.
understanding of the
Whoever
opinion that he agreed with?
is, I forgot his name.
Well,
but
he agreed that he failed to link the spikes in the hashtags on Twitter to the Waldman statements.
Did he try to do
I
that?
really want to read Twitter right
Well,
now.
he tried to do that. But again, his analysis was looking at the word Waldman and looking at the word Waldmanian, and then trying to say that 25% of the tweets included those two terms. But first of all, Waldman isn't the issue here. It's the
Amber's
Waldman
literally
statements.
ruining
And
her
Waldmanian,
own life.
I don't even know what that is, but it's not relevant
not
to this
just
case.
life, her career. Can you
We can, I think,
imagine
take that one down, please, Tom.
living in Hollywood, 36
Mr. Banya, what other
years
work
old?
have you done in connection with forming your
You know,
opinions
depends
about
on
Mr.
culture,
Schnell's
right?
testimony?
I mean, like, basically, they
Again,
did
the
something
assignment
that's
was
quite
to
strong.
determine if the Waldman statements were part of the tweet. So I continued to dig in, to the data. I believe the next step is, now that I've excluded, the 35% that was before the Waldman statements because they're irrelevant, I wanted to really analyze from the April 2020 forward to see if any of those tweets, contained the Waldman statements.
Defecation.
Did you prepare a demonstrative that reflects that analysis that you did?
Yes, I did.
Your Honor, may I approach again?
All right, yes, ma'am.
Sidebar.
Okay, sidebar lagi.
Wow, this attorney is really patient.
Any
In
objections,
her
sir?
tone.
No
but-
objection at the demonstration.
All right, we'll mark it for identification as
good,
plaintiffs
it's good. To be honest,
1295
both
as
witness
demonstrative
and
and
attorneys
published to the jury.
are good.
So, Mr. Banya,
What
did
is
you consider
Oh.
the content of the statements made by Waldman as part of the work that you did?
Yes. Yeah, so here I reviewed the Waldman statements again, and what I wanted to do is I wanted to determine what, if any, tweets included the Waldman statements. So what I went back to the Waldman statements, and I came up with key terms and key themes for those Waldman statements, which are listed here. The Waldman statements were about abuse hoax, sexual violence hoax, and fake sexual violence. So what I did is we're now dealing with a 1.2 million tweets because, we're starting in April 2020 because that's when the Waldman statements started. And what I did is I searched the 1.2 million tweets, for these three phrases. And I determined that there were 751 tweets that included those key terms, which is 0.06% of the 1.2 million. And then as I was sifting and sorting and analyzing this data, I realized that a lot of these tweets had the exact same language. It was interesting to see it was the exact same tweet because I'm analyzing the language to see if it matches one of these three. I realized that a lot of these tweets were retweets, likes, or shares. So therefore, I eliminated
21K justice for Johnny Depp, almost a mil.
Tweets.
Ever heard is an
then what I did
abuser
from there is I
to 21.
analyzed
Oh
those
my
to
god.
determine
So
if
is
any
it
of
a
these
wife
terms were
beater?
in there, and I identified 5 tweets that
Husband
were related to the
beater.
Waldman statements.
Do
Oh
any of the
no.
hashtags Mr. Schnell analyzed include the
I don't
words from
wanna
the
say
Waldman
anything.
statements?
I will get sued.
No, they don't, and
Don't
because
hit
I'm
me, Amber.
rebutting
I'm sorry.
Ms. Arnold, her testimony yesterday, she was saying that the
I
Waldman
wasn't
statements
punching
caused
you.
these
I was
hashtags.
hitting you.
Then throughout her testimony,
I'm gonna
she
be like,
walked
shut the
that
fuck
back
up.
and
It's
admitted,
over.
No, none
It's
of these
all over.
tweets have anything to do with the Waldman statements. They
But
don't include the
he
Waldman
is
statements.
I feel
These
like he's really
hashtags are
professional
only
and experienced.
hashtags that
Oh,
Schnell,
now I know.
in his opinion,
How to get money
felt
for
that they were
free.
negative towards Ms. Heard.
Marry Amber Heard,
Based on your
then sue her.
expertise, what are your
Easy.
overall opinions about Mr. Schnell's testimony and the Twitter
is a
hashtag
scam.
data?
Mr. Schnell provided no
But,
evidence that any of the tweets were related to the Waldman statements. Mr. Schnell, there's no correlation there. He also provided no evidence that there's any causation
We just don't
that
like your Amber.
the
Amber
Waldman
turd.
statements caused any
Amber Heard
economic.
is
Yeah,
an
people,
abuser.
I wonder what.
Heard.
Yeah.
Your
I
Honor,
wonder
I'm about
what
to
she's
switch to a
thinking about
different
the
topic. I
tweets
don't
and
know if you wanna
everything.
break now or push.
What's she
All right,
feel
it's
about
gonna
it?
be a little while, I assume.
Is she
A little bit more,
still
yes.
feel not
Let's go ahead
guilty
and
or
break for
what?
lunch, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, do not
I'm
discuss the
back.
case.
God,
and
no.
do not
She
discuss
She
doesn't
research,
feel
okay?
guilty. Oh, is it a lunch break?
Yeah, it is a lunch break. No.
No, it's like she doesn't even feel guilty. If she feels guilty, then she won't be countersuing Depp for 100 million. Like, what the fuck?
Yes, exactly.
She doesn't even feel guilty at all on the first place because she's countersuing for twice of the amount that she gets sued, right?
All right, we'll come back at 1:40 then. Is that right? All right, thank you, Your Honor.
140. So. Oh wait. 140. Di kita berapa? Jadi 40 minutes break.
It's not. It is an hour break, I guess.
Wait, what time is it? Oh, 1:37. Yeah, 1 hour break. Yeah. Virginia.
I wanna see the reaction walking up the but
Yeah,
see,
yeah,
it'll
yeah,
be
yeah.
the clock. See? Ah!
It'll be the clock. Why every time? Always the clock.
I
Oh my
want to
god.
see their reaction so bad every time they walk out from the
Yeah, I want to
courtroom.
see the reaction. Yeah.
Like when Amber was scared of Johnny, she's like,
I don't know why she's scared when he passed by with Johnny. Oh, Jason Momoa testimoninya emang beneran kayak gitu. Itu kayak itu beneran kayak gitu sih Jason Momoa-nya
which one?
waktu interview waktu ini.
I'm
Testimoni
not sure.
video.
Wait, Jason Momoa.
Coba lihat. Testimoni.
Let's see.
Nih,
This
kayak
one?
gini kah? Nih, yes, this one.
Let's try to watch.
Yeah.
Wait, wait! I'm sorry, that's a ski.
All right, your next witness.
Oh shit.
Is this real? No, right? This is not real, right?
This is fake. What the fuck?
Perfect. Perfect spot.
Okay.
Ay. Oh. Oh, I wonder this one.
And he was screaming at me that he hated me.
She's
that it was
yeah,
over.
this one.
He didn't want to marry me.
Over and over again.
He was disgusted. He was disgusted. He made this mistake. It was a big mistake. And everyone hated me.
Right now, the future appears bleak for
Oh
Amber
my
Heard,
God.
and it may worsen as the actress The Future appears women in court
She's so
over an op-ed she
cute.
wrote
She's
in
pretty.
2018
know,
for the
right?
Washington Post. Inside the courtroom, Amber may have made certain
Tapi di sini gue
mistakes
ngeliatnya
that
kayak,
could
fuck
cost
you.
her the case.
No,
And
fuck you.
outside the court, Amber appears to
her.
lose support
She's,
from
like,
certain
perfect.
key people, which may not only
Yeah.
sway the case in favor
So the
of
first time Johnny
but
Depp
could affect her
itu kayak
mentally and
stress banget
emotionally.
tau.
Which
The first
people
time.
have betrayed the actress,
day.
and how is
And
it
now she's,
affecting her
like,
chances
happy.
of winning? Johnny Depp and Amber Heard's court case has
See?
served one drama
Look at
Oh my
after
gosh,
this.
another.
they make a really perfect couple. Ew, one is so handsome, one is so pretty.
And
like,
fans
what the
can't
hell?
get enough of it. From
Yeah.
accusing each other of physical and verbal abuse to producing evidence and
Oh my God,
witnesses
they
to
look
that
so
effect.
good. Kayak Mafia King and Mafia Queen.
The couple has aired all their dirty laundry in public. However, one issue that's been the major talking point over the past few days, and if it is true, is likely to swing judgment in favor of Johnny Depp, is Amber's parents' purported support for her ex-husband, Johnny Depp. Amber Heard's parents appear to have thrown their weight behind the Pirates of the Caribbean star to the detriment of their daughter, and the internet is loving it. Recently, a social media user posted a screenshot of text messages.
If she didn't want to file a restraining order against me and send a message to the world that I am some kind of violent wife beater, then why would she go to the courthouse with a photo of her that looks like she's been abused? This is my life too. What are my children and my children's friends supposed to think? I do not deserve this. And wait, I haven't read.
Loving it. Recently, a social media user posted a screenshot of text messages.
Especially not from her lawyer told her she had to, and she had to today. That's why she wanted to talk to you. We didn't talk, so please never bring this up. But I'll swear to you, this was not her idea, nor did she do it willingly or happily. She was told it was her only option to not being kicked out. I'm not making excuses, but that is what she believed. She did not want to do it. She felt she was betraying her only love, but the lawyer said so. Bullshit! You won't be lying if you don't want to betray. Please don't pass this on if you ever talk to Amber again. I love you, son. Please don't use what I've told you from my heart against me. Please.
Between Johnny Depp and the parents of the Drive Angry actress, in which they appear to doubt their daughter's claim of domestic violence. Accompanying the screenshots was the caption, Amber Heard's parents, David and Paige Heard, admitted the whole domestic abuse claim was a product of Amber Heard's lawyers. She made up the claims. In the screenshots, one message dated May 27, 2016, from Amber's mom to Johnny Depp read, "It's the lawyers on both sides doing this, not Amber. I heard the whole story, and I'm very teary. If I could just talk to you, Johnny. She didn't want this," referring to the 2016 restraining order Amber secured against her ex-husband. She continued, "Friggin' lawyers on both sides. This was not her idea, not her wishes. She was told she would be evicted and out in 30 days if she did not do this." This is not the first time Amber's parents' support for Johnny has become a topic for discussion. During the 2020 court case against the British tabloid The Sun, filed by Johnny Depp, he presented the same text messages as evidence. According to the evidence, after Amber's mom had sent the message to Johnny, he responded, "If she didn't want to file a restraining order against me and send a message to the whole world that I'm some kind of violent wife beater, then why would she go to the courthouse with a photo of her that looks like she's been abused?" To which Paige Heard responded, "Her lawyer told her she had to go to court and she had to go today. That's why she wanted to talk to you. But I'll swear to you this was not her idea, nor did she do it willingly or happily. She was told that it was her only option not to be kicked out. I'm not making excuses, but that is what she believed. She did not want to do it. She felt she was betraying her only love, but the lawyer said so." Paige Heard then concluded, "Please don't pass these messages on if you ever talk to Amber again. I love you, son." David Heard, Amber's dad, also appeared to lend his support to the actor when he sent him a lengthy message in December 2015, stating he loved Johnny like a brother, father, or whatever. He added, "My daughter should never hit you or call you another name, and the same goes for you. And if that were the case, you guys could be happy together for the rest of your lives." Amber's dad continued, "I know my daughter is not blameless, and I know that she's my kid, and I love her unconditionally." Fans then swarmed to Twitter to express their thoughts on the whole saga. One wrote, "Wow, is this real?
Yeah, is that the dog?
Never saw this.
Okay.
Unconditionally." Fans then swarmed to Twitter to express their thoughts on the whole saga. One wrote, "Wow, is this real? Admissible? Never saw this before, but I can believe it." To which
Hey guys, real quick, let me give you a
Okay.
tip on Udemy. It's an amazing
You're
place
not
where you
using
can learn
AdBlock?
just about anything from the comfort of your own laptop, iPhone, Android, or whatever.
You didn't
And right
buy
now
the
they're
YouTube
having a
Premium?
huge sale, so click or tap to find a course that's right for you.
Not yet
Udemy is
this
a big
month.
online learning platform with video
Not yet
courses
this
in thousands
month.
of topics from
Okay.
IT to development to marketing to how to make videos.
The original poster replied, Amber's former assistant testified her whole family was scared of Amber, mainly her mother and younger sister. Another user summarized Amber's entire testimony in one sentence. It's a lie, they wrote. She wanted every bit of this. Well, another fan commented, I'm sure that's what she told her parents. Her parents loved Johnny. Did you know that Amber Heard's own parents and sister want nothing to do with her and they admire Johnny Depp? That says a lot about her character, wrote another social media user. But the text messages were not the only evidence fans cited.
Wow. There's like a lot of text.
Wrote another
read
social
it, I
media
want to read
user.
it.
But the text
I've read this.
messages were
First, I will never do that. Secondly, I'm legally bound to have no contact with her whatsoever, and I told her she could stay there. Who does she or anyone think I am? I'll never throw her out. I have to go on stage now, doll. She has fucked me over royally, and I'm glad to experience this now instead of later. My heart is broken. She has fixed the future, and I hope it was worth it. We'll never ever see one another again. She has revealed herself and her true feelings. Fucking sad. What a tragic waste. I love you. Oh, see, he's so sweet. I mean, like, he's just being honest, but he still loves his ex-wife. His ex-wife, mom. That is good.
were not the only evidence.
I can only imagine how you must feel. I wish I could be there so that I could step in, but she's listening to a lawyer because somebody told her that she had to be at house in 30 days with nowhere to go or something.
He's still respectfully to her
Yeah.
ex-wife parents.
Yes, and I sure hope you don't mention to her that we have talked it after we had a good talk to you, and I had that long talk the same day. Is when you went over there this afternoon, and I got a message from her that if I ever talk to you again, should never speak to me again. So I don't know if maybe you said something to her that made her think that I told you something that I shouldn't have, or said something I shouldn't have. I don't know, but the anger that she had to me when I talked to her, she told me I couldn't tell her anything. She told me to fuck off, and I couldn't believe she said that to me. And she's been talking a lot to her mother, but her lawyer was the
No.
one that said that if she didn't file, then she could be locked out of the apartment, and it is fucked up as it sounds. If there was any way that you guys could talk with one text message without so much anger, I know the anger in your current text to me just now shows me how angry you are with every right to be. Itu aja udah menunjukkan ceweknya salah, men.
Benar, benar.
But if y'all could just talk it out, and you could talk her into withdrawing all bad, maybe I don't know how it's going on to come back from this, but it's possible. I still love you, man. Mm, I love you too, brother. Always will. I never said a thing to Amber about anything we have ever spoken about. I do not throw people under the bus. She can have her life now, whatever she wants. Johnny
I did not
seems.
throw people under the bus. She can have her life now, whatever she wants. Like, he's like, let go. Like,
Yeah, he's
oh
letting
my
go,
god.
but he loved him, and he loved her, obviously.
He loved her, and he still respectfully loved her
Parents, because I mean, like,
parents.
her parents don't have anything to do with this, right? It is Amber's fault, and it is her responsibility to be an adult, to be responsible towards her action. So I don't think hating her parents is a wise choice. That's why I mean, like,
Mhm.
Johnny is really a a gentleman that you guys should be respecting right now, because I bet he has gone through a lot of shit pas sama si cewek ini sih. I bet sih.
Yeah.
I feel bad though.
Evidence fans cited to support the notion that Amber's
Look,
parents
she's so pretty.
appear to support the Pirates of the
Look at
Caribbean
her.
star. A few weeks ago, Amber herself testified in court that her ex-husband, Dean Star, a few weeks
Make a perfect couple.
ago, Amber herself testified in court that her ex-husband did drugs with her father at the party of her engagement to Johnny Depp in 2014. And fans thought that was enough evidence to show
Look at
how
them.
Amber's parents adored the Sweeney Todd
Look
star.
at them.
However, there have been instances where Heard's parents have backed their daughter and expressed their love for her. In a 2015
See?
text message sent to the Aquaman star, Paige Heard told Amber that her father had just sent a scathing message to Johnny Depp. According to Amber's mother, he really reamed him. He compared you to Lily Rose, Depp's daughter, and how Johnny would feel if the
Yeah.
same treatment was meted out to her. Your dad's
It's
blood is
unbelievable.
boiling. For those who may be living under a rock, Johnny
wonder
Depp
what
has sued
she's,
his ex-wife
like,
for insinuating that
what
he was
she's
an
thinking.
abuser in an op-ed
She's
she
thinking
wrote
about
for the
what-
Washington
when-
Post in
I wonder what, like,
2018.
when
Though
Johnny
Depp's
Depp
name wasn't mentioned,
seeing
he strongly
their
felt
photo
Amber's
together.
op-ed referred to him, so that he sued her
What
for
does he feel
$50 million in
though?
April this year. The ongoing
Yeah,
court
what
case
does
has
he feel,
divided the
though?
internet,
Like-
with the majority of users rooting for Johnny Depp.
Look
Not
at
to be
this
left out of the action, some celebrities
One
have
of the
weighed in on
hottest
the
men
matter,
alive in the
with
earth.
many appearing to side with the Edward Scissorhands
Exactly.
star. One of such is Chris Rock, who during his
Dalawa
Ego
Chris.
Death comedy tour in the UK couldn't help but take a dig at Amber Heard. The comedian reportedly said, "Believe it."
Is this the one who got slapped by Will Smith? Is he?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
All
that's
women.
him.
Believe all
That's him.
women except Amber Heard. He then continued,
That's him.
"What the is she
Get
on?
my
She-
mouth- my
in his
wife's
bed.
name
She's
out of
fine,
his
but she's
fucking
not
mouth."
fine," referring to the 2020 defamation trial in which Johnny Depp accused the actress of defecating in his bed. Ireland Baldwin, the daughter of
Defecating in his bed.
Alec Baldwin, called out Amber Heard for being a terrible person.
Not
In her
pooping,
post on social media, the
defecating.
26-year-old model wrote,
Pooping
"The
is
thing
too
is, I know
much
women who are
for-
exactly
Too much,
like
yeah.
this. They are manipulative and cold, and they use their very womanhood to play the victim and turn the world against the man, because we live in a society where it's cool to say men are all the worst." On his popular podcast, The Joe Rogan Experience, Joe tore into the paranoia star. "I'm watching this trial and it's a cautionary tale about believing in bull, forming a narrative in your head like we're rebels together," said the podcaster. "Are people just manipulative and full of like that?" Comedian Doug Stanhope knows her. Stanhope's buddies with Johnny Depp. He wrote something like a little essay about how full of she is, and she threatened to sue him, and I think he had to wind down taking the essay down. Comedian Bill Burr felt that anyone who believes Amber Heard's story and supports her should apologize to Johnny when Amber loses. He opined, "And what's great about this is if he really does expose this woman for lying, I'm wondering, all these people that, just accepted her lies about him, if they're going to apologize somehow." Friends star Jennifer Aniston lent her support through subtly to the Mordecai star by following him once the trial began, and Johnny Depp also replicated the gesture. However, not all the celebrities sided with the award-winning actor, with TV and radio presenter Howard Stern lashed Johnny for being narcissistic. According to Howard, the reason he wanted it televised is that that's what narcissists do. He continued, "I think Johnny Depp is a huge narcissist, and what I mean by that is he figured, I'll put this on TV, and because I'm so persuasive and because I'm so smart, I'm such a wonderful guy. If he isn't acting, he's so overacting because he's writing his own material as he goes along. I gotta tell you, he's wrong. He shouldn't be putting this on TV in any shape." So, with Amber's parents and celebrities supporting the 58-year-old award-winning actor, do you think it's all over for the Aquaman star? Or does the Rum Diary co-star have a fighting chance? Let us know in the comment section.
Damn.
Took me down because something Johnny.
Wait, kenapa Durex, Cok? Oh, I
Bro,
should
what
be-
the heck? I don't think verbally assaulting. Oh yeah, I know this. I know
Sir,
this
you
one.
remember during Mr. Depp's examination, a number of recordings were played.
I love her. I
That's
love
right.
us, kiss.
And in one of those recordings, you told Mr. Depp, quote, "I hope to God Jack's stepfather teaches him more about being a man than your fucking left nut. End quote. Do you remember that?
Fucking left
I do not
nut.
remember what exactly I could
Dia
hear
dia
that
ngomong
recording.
kayak
I remember I
ditekan
heard
banget.
myself make a mention of Jack's new stepfather or potential stepfather. I can't recall.
Jack is Mr. Depp's son, right?
That is correct. And I believe I was referencing a marriage that his ex-partner was going to have or getting into, I suppose.
You were referencing
How many kids does Johnny Depp have?
Jack's new stepfather would
sure.
teach him how to be a man because Mr. Depp couldn't.
I don't recall exactly what I said, but it was something
With
to that
with
effect.
Amber?
Let's listen to some of what happened before you said that to Mr. Depp. If you could please play
Wait,
Plaintiff's
really?
Exhibit 397, which is already in evidence.
child?
And for the record, it's at
Oh, the one with Kate-
3504
oh.
through 3547.
So
And then the next
is
clip
Kate
is
Moss have a husband now?
3635 through
I'm
4308.
not really following her.
Oh, let me see. I wanna know. I wanna know her update. Kate Moss husband.
You're so dedicated in this shit.
Oh no. Oh no. Wait.
What?
Kate Moss husband is Jamie Hens. Wait, no.
Who's
20 Kate Moss husband 2022. I, wait, no. We'll test it. Kate Moss husband 2022. Okay. Yeah, I think Jamie Hens. 2011 to 2016. Wait. So she's single now? If she's single, why don't she just go back to with Johnny Depp? Kate Moss.
Because there is a rumor that Johnny also abused Kate Moss. If I'm not mistaken. Wait, let me read.
For real?
Wait, let me see. If you search it on Google, you type Johnny Depp push Kate Moss downstairs. I just don't know what is the
Oh, yeah,
exact
it's because
situation for sure, but that you know there was an incident about the stair shit. Kate Moss is pretty. I mean, like, she has this unique face. I'm jealous.
yeah. I think this one. Yeah. See. Wait. 1 second. This. What's my search screen, by the way? Ren?
Yes. Wait, I'm
Yeah,
reading.
watch my share screen. Oh, you're reading?
Yeah,
Okay.
an article. I just want to make sure I am afraid that I'm wrong. This article is good. Wait, let me send you.
Let me see.
What are you sharing? What are you watching?
I'm watching, yeah. Yeah, I'm literally seeing an article. Oh, okay.
It's so good, right?
This one. This one though.
Oh.
Weeks prior, I see this. It was like,
Is she?
unbelievably painful. Unbelievably painful.
Why are we laughing?
So unbelievably.
Look at her. Look at her.
Unbelievably. Unbelievably painful.
I'm sorry, Amber. I'm sorry, but I don't
I
care.
feel so bad for laughing though, but this is funny.
I'm yelling at him.
Wait, are you stopping the video or?
No, I'm
Fuck
not
out of the house.
No, I'm not stopping the video.
Oh wait.
Do I? Do I stop the video? Wait, what? No, I'm not.
That's what I said. Excuse my language, but
What did he say?
we were
Can you rewind 20 seconds?
screaming at him.
Screaming at
Told him
him.
to get the fuck out of the house. That's what I said. Excuse my language, but
Excuse my language. Oh, you're so polite.
we were screaming at each other. At some point, we were upstairs in penthouse 3, and we kind of get into a.
Oh, I watched this. I watched this live.
How do you
Oh,
describe
really?
it?
And she said like, I remember Kate Moss, the stairs and
pushing
everything.
each other.
I
you know?
think she said that. I'm not sure.
And I just remember.
Yeah. She said Kate Moss, and
Yeah,
then
I mean like she
Depp
mentioned
lawyer
Kate
like so
Moss.
happy.
Yes, she mentioned
Yeah.
Kate Moss, and yeah, apparently Depp's lawyer, shows
cheating
this
on
happy
me
expression.
and
Yeah.
in
Happy
his way
expression,
right
yeah.
after the wedding,
I
and then
can
I right
ask
after
Kate
my
Moss to
wedding
testify.
go to see him,
I
and
have
then
another
Australia
witness.
happens, and
Yeah.
it just felt like everything came crashing down, and I was so hurt. Anyway, I break out of his grasp at some point, and I go into my sister's room. The apartments in the ECB are connecting. At least 3 of them are, and they connect from upstairs.
If any,
I think I'm gonna go to the toilet.
Wait, chat.
Wait, I'm going to toilet
Hello?
first, then I'll find
For
some.
sure.
Okay. Wait, I want to go to the toilet so bad.
Okay. Are you gonna be in the city?
Not sure for today because RTO udah 4 kali tadi, 5 menit. Jam 5 menit.
What?
Yes, sir, you remember during Mr. Depp.
Really?
I don't regret. I don't regret.
Oh yeah, I remember this one.
What else that you do? Oh, come on. Teamwork. Come on.
Oh, I watched this.
What else? What else other things do you want to add? You fucking
See?
lying people.
She's crazy.
No, I want to know.
One was like not being serious in a serious
Exactly.
situation.
Wait, is there no other place?
It's
you're
like
running
she's
your
like
15
bullying
other houses to go run?
somehow.
Come on, go be a real married man. Go deal with your shit the way that a man does. Go run to the
Go
next
be a
house.
real married
Every
man.
does.
The hell?
Go. Run away. I know it's hard to
You're
look at yourself.
fucking ridiculous clown. You panicked fucking clown.
It's hard. It's hard.
Screwing everybody else
Poor
over to
thing.
get
You're
your
right.
fucking.
I tried.
thing with
That's
you.
what I do.
You're the most spoiled fucking brat. And you got everybody out here.
Oh my god.
What?
He's sweet. What the hell?
You gotta figure it out.
You don't have. Figure out what you have to offer as opposed to going out and get your tits out.
You're right. That's right.
He's really passionate.
Yeah, exactly.
You're right. You're
Excellent
right.
choice.
Back to that. Well, I wonder what we else. I wonder what else we can reach for in the last 60 years. Oh no, it was 4 years ago. You're right. I'm sure there's other things you can.
Is she drunk?
Go loud.
No,
Look at his face. Look at his face.
I'm not laughing. I'm not. It's serious. I'm sure you can find other things.
I think she's wrong.
I know.
She
It's
talk like
stripping.
she's...
Well, there's always that. You can
You're
always
right.
go
You
back
can
to
write a
that.
book.
For
You can
another-
write a book.
another-
I know you can write a book. Oh, is this gonna be good for the book?
She's high on drugs.
Oh.
Yeah, she's high or is it she's like that?
Your book. Is this gonna be good
You
for your
know.
book? Is this gonna be good for your book?
I'll write what I want. I'll
I have a
write
good
what I want.
idea.
I'll write what
How
I
about you
want.
sell more of your journals? You don't want to sell out or anything. Let's sell you journals. Oh, wait.
Hey.
Hey, no, you're not watching. No, you're not selling
You don't wanna
out.
sell out, Magic Mike.
No,
You don't wanna
yeah,
sell
'cause
out.
no one does 21 drunk straight when they're in their 20s. No, you're right. That's not selling out. No. When you're in your 20s, you should really know what you want. Like selling your journals.
Oh my god!
You're
The way
right.
she laughs every time, it gets me every time.
Yeah.
Gets me every time. What the
Oh,
fuck?
I'm sorry, 50.
6.
51. I don't know. It doesn't matter at this point.
No.
I don't think so.
It really doesn't.
I don't really think so. But you're right. I mean, hey, at least I didn't do like a TV show where I was heartbroken in my 20s. God, that would be like embarrassing. If only I was
gosh,
with
she's
someone in
gotta
their
be
50s
single
that could
forever.
point that out to me.
That is what I was thinking about yesterday.
Wow.
She loses
Right?
this case.
I'll figure it out.
Her
You don't
career
even know
will
what
be her
movies
career
I've
will
done.
basically be
You haven't
fucked
even
up.
taken an interest.
If only I could be like.
And also
if
her
only
life.
I could be
Yeah,
like-
I don't want your fucking direct and you trying to
She
like,
doesn't even have 50 million. That's the problem. What's she got to do with that? What is she got to do?
Yeah, I'm the joke in the industry, Amber.
Really?
I'm the joke.
Yeah,
I'm
for
the
sure.
joke in the industry.
If you cannot pay, then you'll be ending up in jail.
The reruns of all my bullshit are playing too loud.
I think
for
it
me to
is
hear
how
you.
it
I'm gonna just go and pedal my way back. Sorry.
I'm gonna go back to googling again.
Aquaman.
What I have? Aquaman. No way. No way.
Way back. Sorry. I can't hear you.
Aquaman.
Oh, 21, whatever it was.
That was
Aquaman. He was laughing at himself.
Washed up piece of shit.
Really? Is he? Go rewind. Go rewind.
Okay.
Washed
I
up.
was alt tabbing.
I was 20. Washed up piece of shit. Washed up piece of shit.
I can't hear you. I can't hear you.
Your jealousy is so tragic. Your jealousy is so tragic. Fucking like thinking that I'm going on a road with a band.
I can't hear you.
This is so bad.
You told Mr. Depp
Aquaman.
to suck your dick multiple times, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
You tell him to go run to his 15 other houses, right?
That's correct.
15
he
fucking
would do when
other
you behave like this,
houses.
isn't it?
You ain't messing with
Eventually, he would
no
go and stay in
one,
one of the other
ma'am.
houses.
You're messing with someone
You call him a
who's
sellout.
important in the Hollywood industry.
expressing
What is she
frustration,
thinking? What the
about
fuck?
His criticism of my career and how many problems that caused within the dynamic of our relationship, yes.
So you call him a sellout and a joke?
I called him horrible, ugly things, as you can hear. And
Sellout.
We spoke to each other in a really horrible way.
Pretty sure we just heard you speak to him in a really horrible way. You called him a sellout,
I just
right, Ms.
disagree.
Heard? You called him a sellout, right, Ms. Heard?
I called him a lot of ugly things.
And a joke.
I called him a lot of ugly things.
You called him a joke on that recording. You called him a washed up piece of shit.
I think we both called each other that.
Let's go, Vasquez! Camille Vasquez!
Yes, he does.
Bebaskan dia. Kan ini si Celus ini karena dia seksi mau dibebaskan ya. Kamu sange ya
got you
kamu
that
ya.
role in Aquaman, didn't he?
No, Miss Vasquez, I got myself that role by auditioning.
What? Can we
Got my
rewind?
role. Yeah, that's what she
Mr. Depp got
said.
you that role in Aquaman, didn't he?
Excuse me?
Mr. Depp got you that role in Aquaman, didn't he?
No, Miss Vasquez, I got myself that role by auditioning.
No, Miss Vasquez, I got that role myself by auditioning.
By auditioning.
She still has
Quote
the audacity.
auditioning.
Wait, I have this. Wait, let me show you.
No way, you have like this playlist.
Wait.
So Mr. Depp's
Okay.
your boss. You'll do what Mr. Depp wants, correct?
No.
Not this one, I guess. Wait, let me see.
Because he's guilty.
Because he's guilty. The funniest moment in court. Oh my god.
Shades. Okay. There's this light coming across.
I appreciate that.
And speaking to him in Los Angeles, and
Like myself, what does Arnica cream look like?
Oh, this is bad. I should be keeping this for content.
Wait, what?
This is bad. This is bad. Wait, let me share it to you.
What is that? Wait, a fart? Like a real fart?
Yes.
What the heck? Wait, for real?
Mau dihamilin. Sange kamu ya. Wait.
Oh my god.
What?
In case you were wondering why I have to remember.
At deposition, didn't you say that what you did was compare Mr. Depp's performance in lots of pirate movies against his deposition testimony one year?
What I said was, I've seen Mr. Depp do apology ads. I remember he did an apology ad with Bad Dog, with no delay in process speed. I've seen him interact with the media regarding to that. I saw no delay in processing speed.
Let me ask you about pirates, though. You compared pirates to the to the depositions given in this case.
And I apologize for what I said. Then I misspoke.
They're like so focused and confused, you know?
They want to laugh.
Exactly.
Look at her face.
I apologize.
Yeah, look at Camille.
Because you know you can't.
And Johnny Depp was like, oh my god, I love him so much.
But you can, but as an aside, you can judge someone's processing speed at any time. Like I'm judging yours right now, you're judging mine. We all judge processing speed as a baseline because of what we know about each other. I would say your processing speed right now is not slow. So, I mean, we're judging processing speed. I'm just saying to you.
Yeah.
Look at the witnesses.
But no, any of Mr. Depp's other portrayals.
So I want to go there. I want to see live, like there, like.
I've seen him interact on interviews.
Oh my god! We're gonna get kicked out from there. Like a minute it started, you know, because we're like gonna be laughing so hard. When it's break, when they're like taking a rest. Wait, what the fuck is he doing? What is he doing?
See him that movie, Charlie and Chocolate Factory? Did you look at that one when you were comparing his processing speed?
Wait, what?
You have to answer questions. Yes, sir.
No, you'll be happy to know I didn't see Willy Wonka I didn't see 21 Jump Street when it happened or whatever it was about. No, I did not.
All right.
Aduh, maksudnya lucu banget anjir.
Guys.
My dog stepped on a bee. Objection, no. My dog stepped on a bee, stepped on a bee, stepped on a bee. My dog stepped on a bee, stepped on a
Aji.
My dog stepped on a bee. Official music video. Oh my god.
Wait.
Oh my god, bro.
Oh.
Oh, for real? One more minute?
Oh. Anyone wanna play GTA 5 on PS4 with me?
What?
Wait.
Sonic Gamer 69. Oh my god. I wanna watch is XQC reacting to this?
Nope. I bet Asman Gold? Yeah.
Oh, Asmon Gold, yeah.
He's reacting. Yeah, he's reacting. I remember.
Yeah, he's reacting. My dog stepped on the bee.
My dog stepped on the bee.
Like, that's so stupid, bro. My dog stepped on like, why? Your dog stepped on the bee, like, what the heck?
Beyond that, let's talk about what the other hashtags were. Amber Heard is an abuser. That's not in the Waldman statement.
He's going for it. He's going for it. Here we go.
The fact that she was called a hoax can be related to Amber Heard's abuser, but no, those words were not used correctly.
Please show her.
And we just don't like Amber. That's not in the Waldman statement.
That's 3. You know what number 4 is.
And Amber Turd is not in the Waldman statement.
Correct.
Right. None of those things are. And in terms of the use of the words fraud and hoax,
there it is. He went for it.
In only 6.5%.
God, this guy's amazing.
Of the
Wait. Oh, this
Turd.
one. This one is
See in
funny.
that movie, Charlie and Chocolate Factory? You were comparing his processing speed.
He also laughing as hard as he can,
He's
bro.
like, save me. But I'm actually going to have to answer it.
Do I have to answer that question, Your Honor?
Yeah.
You have to answer questions. Yes, sir.
No, you'll be happy to know I didn't see Willy Wonka.
Take a look at this. Yeah, that's the expert right there.
That's so fucked up.
What the fuck is that face? Oh
You know
my god.
whether Marlon
bro.
Brando used an earpiece?
What is that face?
Whether isn't he dead? So the answer is no. He does not use one now.
Wait, what?
No,
Go rewind, go rewind. What?
You know whether Marlon Brando used an earpiece?
Whether isn't he dead? So the answer is no. He does not use one now.
No, I used the past tense.
Oh, I'm sorry. I know nothing. I will concede to you. I know nothing about it. I will concede to you. 100%. If that is the
He doesn't
standard,
use
and
one
people
now.
have done
He's
that
dead.
thing, then I apologize, and that was wrong on my part.
Isn't he dead?
I don't know.
This is unbelievable.
Let's go with that. No further.
Oh my god.
Let's go with
what the
that.
hell? What the fuck? Isn't he dead?
Thank you. I appreciate that. Nice plug for my book, too. Thank you.
Didn't hear it, but there we go. Right, but you've already testified that half your practice is trauma, and a subset of that practice is IPV, correct?
Again, a significant number of my patients have suffered from intimate partner violence. I see it on a daily basis, and I'm not sure exactly why I'm getting asked the same question again.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
What I'm asking you, sir, is did you
God, they fucking hate each
comply
other.
with the ethical requirements
Did you comply?
of the APA when rendering
Sir?
the professional opinion
Oh my God.
that you've rendered today?
This
is the execute.
It is a requirement of the APA. It is not the requirement of the APA. Secondarily,
So the answer is no?
Secondarily,
Oh!
secondarily,
They're
again,
getting mad.
in order to
Oh my Yes.
you, we waste our whole morning because of an expert witness before me. There's an expert witnesses everyone brought in. So if you, sir, would like to proceed that expert witnesses aren't ethical, based on that, I am not going to sit here and disagree with you and waste everyone's time. I think it's fairly obvious. So thank you. Go ahead.
Thank you.
These were your words. I'm just saying them back how they're interpreted.
Okay. Let's start with the easy question.
Why
then.
is he so
Maybe we
mad?
can.
That was pretty easy. Go ahead.
All right, Doctor, you're going to have to just answer the questions.
Okay. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
Getting into it.
You need to just answer the questions.
Okay.
It's like, calm down.
Did Mr. Depp's finger injury happen as a result of a vodka bottle being thrown at him?
Oh, this is
Injection
the
bleeding.
paid witness, I guess.
Okay.
I remember.
I'm sorry.
I
No.
watched this live as
He's like, how do you
And
know
what is
that?
the basis for that opinion?
Well, the medical data is inconclusive. It's not consistent with what we see in the described injury pattern or in the clinical photographs. And there are several
Johnny
elements.
is like,
There's
"Stop lying,
the description was of the
stop
hand being flat on a
lying."
bar and the bottle crushing the finger from the top.
Isn't it true that Mr. Depp also testified that the bottle came from an off angle?
Yes.
And you consider that in rendering your opinions today, correct?
Yes, I believe he stated that it came from between 6 and 10 feet. I think it was off to, I think he demonstrated it was off to his right. I can't recall specifically, but it was off angle, yes.
Right.
So it didn't come from the top, as you previously testified just a few minutes ago, correct?
Well, no, it would have struck the top of the finger, but it may have been slightly off angle in its approach.
That's interesting.
Based on the description.
Mr. Depp described it as off angle, correct?
Correct.
You didn't examine Mr. Depp's finger at the time it was injured,
No.
I did not.
and you never provided any medical treatment to Mr. Depp in connection with his finger injury, did you?
Of course
I did
not.
not.
Now, you've testified
How
that you
convenient.
identified Mr. Depp's finger injury as a crush injury, correct?
Correct.
And a crush injury is when a body part is crushed or trapped between two opposing firm surfaces, yes?
Yes.
And a crush injury
Like
to
a
a
barn.
finger can occur when a foreign object hits the finger, right?
Yes.
And based on the pictures that you reviewed of Mr. Depp's finger injury, you
Uh-huh.
cannot determine what particular object caused the injury to his finger, yes?
Well, I can't
No.
determine exactly what object did it. I think that I can say with confidence that the described mechanism of the bottle hitting and shattering the finger was not consistent with the appearance
I
of the
understand
injury.
that.
And
My
I think
question is just very specific. You can't determine the object that caused the injury to Mr. Depp's finger.
Obviously not.
it's a little bit more of a non-specific answer. I mean,
But there's no way you can tell.
Again, I can't
How
determine
could you
the
know?
exact object, but I can determine that it's unlikely
obvious.
that it was sustained in the manner described.
This guy's having a bad time.
A bottle is a foreign object, isn't it?
Yes.
Lie detected,
Oh my God.
man.
Bro, what the hell?
Amber told everyone
As
the
one
truth.
should see this, it proves Amber made the bruises.
I use a bruise kit, not a
Who
bruise
is
kit.
Johnny
it's a theater
Depp's lawyer,
makeup kit,
Camille
a color correction
Vasquez?
kit. But I called it my bruise kit.
Queen, did you mean this theater makeup bruise kit? It's literally called Bruise and Abrasions. It's for theater, and it's meant to make bruises, sweet girl. You
Oh
mean this
no.
one? It's meant to make fake bruises? Is that what you meant? Give me 1 second. I'll show you what I mean.
Okay.
See? Bruise kit.
Oh shit.
Bruise kit, Queen. This one? Where you make the bruises? Oh, this one?
Huh.
Theatrical bruise kit? You knew exactly what you were saying, honey. You know, you weren't covering up anything. You were making something. We all know. We all know.
That's really interesting. Holy shit.
She's smart. Okay.
Yeah. Damn. But I think I'm going to off my stream.
Okay.
It's running late. So thank you guys for hopping in today. Aku tak bisa masuk kota guys karena memang ada data di RTO, jadinya nonton ini. Makasih yang udah nonton bareng. Maaf kalau misalnya kalian gak bisa relate, tapi emang seru banget sih. Look, this is my life, kok bisa masuk ke sini. But anyways, makasih sudah mampir dan sudah like. See you in the next stream. Okay guys, bye bye.